Okay, this is going to be a time for discussion Volume 7 video. It's going to be the look back at the 2008 Carolina Panthers season. And give you the three things what went good, what went bad, / worse. Conclusion. First off, this team was completely dismissed, bashed, flamed for the fact that they didn't live up to the expectations that people labeled it, such as they should win Super Bowls, it should be this and that. Well, after going to 8-8 in 2006 and 7-9 in 2007, that, let's just say, people just completely dismissed them altogether. 2008 was a year where Carolina Panthers could either prove the haters wrong or just prove them right and completely toss the season into the trash and have the entire organization be overhauled and modified altogether. Fortunately, they went 12-4 before that infamous playoffs, and I'll get to that later in the video. First off, I want to talk about the three things were good. First off was they swept the AFC West division. Yeah, their second worst division in football, but only the NFC West is by far the worst division in football. Don't tell me that's not it. That's the truth. I don't care if Arizona Cardinals are in the NFC Championship game. Still a terrible division. I mean, that San Diego game victory was great. I mean, Jake Delhomme just went out there and proved the haters wrong. They did something that other three quarterbacks who had a Tommy John surgery they couldn't do, come back and play football. Okay, he played all 16 games. All 16 of them, ladies and gentlemen. He did not miss a single game this year. So, that's huge. The Kansas City Chiefs, that was a shutout. It was a dominating performance. And let's just say that, they held Larry Johnson to 2 yards rushing. I mean, Tampa Bay Buccaneers struggled to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. The Oakland Raiders, oh boy. Jake Delhomme ended up throwing 4 interceptions. The good news is that D'Angelo Williams scored 2 touchdowns and the defense only gave up 2 field goals. So that's not bad at all. In the Denver Broncos game, let's just say that the running game just completely blasted the Broncos left and right, and the passing game was just absolutely tremendous. And number 2 was the victory at Lambeau Field. I mean, this team were up by double-digit points. D'Angelo Williams scored 4 touchdowns, including that one touchdown was like the final seconds of the game after that Steve Smith play. The offensive line was just absolutely outstanding. They were blocking people left and right. They just took over that game, which is absolutely surprising. Number 1 will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Monday Night Football on ESPN. That was a great game. I mean, the Panthers running game just completely abused the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. I mean, they basically treat them like stepchildren. More like beat them as well. I mean, and the Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Bryant had 200 receiving yards. I'm disappointed that the Panthers secondary couldn't stop him. So, but a win is a win. You can look over that. But here's the bad ones. The number 3 would be the Minnesota Vikings game, it was just a bad game all the way around, despite the fact that Steve Smith came back from a 2-game suspension for caving Ken Lucas' face in and had over 100 yards receiving. Just too many mental mistakes, such as penalties, and it basically cost him the game. I think Jake Delhomme had 1 or 2 interceptions. I'm not sure. Number 2 is the 3-way tie with the Giants, Falcons, and Buccaneers. On New York Giants, the defense just completely got abused by the Giants running backs, and the wide receivers just completely picked them apart. Steve Smith made a boneheaded play while D'Angelo Williams, made that long gain yards. So it put John Casey in the field goal team in a very bad position, and he ended up missing it altogether. As for the Atlanta Falcons, the defense couldn't play any worse by coughing up 45 points. As for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the special teams has been a problem in the beginning of the season. And Jake Delhomme threw 3 interceptions. The wide receivers couldn't catch the ball, and just continued to put the Carolina Panthers defense in a bad field position where the offense for Tampa Bay Buccaneers ends up scoring points. So they definitely just stopped D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart dead in its tracks. And number 1, the infamous playoff game at home versus Arizona. That's all you need to know. That game was so bad, I just wanted to watch a reality show. It was just that bad, but I couldn't do it. So, what have we learned today, ladies and gentlemen? The Panthers went 12-4. They had the best. Some of the games were really good, and some of the games were just bad. And the Arizona Cardinals was just completely heinous to a fault. So, what they should do in the draft? Get a quarterback, get an offensive line, wide receiver, and definitely get a defensive back. If not that, at least pick some players from the free agency. Yeah, the free agent market. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, the minute Jeff Davison, the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, completely abandoned the run in that playoff game, that playoff loss to Arizona, I have a feeling that my first feeling he should have been fired, but I'll give him a chance. If I'm a Panthers fan, I'll give him a chance. As for the defensive coordinator, I cannot pronounce his name at this point. I could care less. So now the organization has to deal with Julius Peppers wanting out for Carolina to go somewhere else. I have a feeling they're going to do like the Kansas City Chiefs did with Jared Allen and shift him to Minnesota for a couple draft picks. That's my little prediction. If that's the case, if Julius Peppers wants to be traded, wants to be gone, I don't care. I really don't. But do I feel that this defense is going to get worse instead of getting better? Yeah, I do. But it's going to be some growing pains, and organization is going to have to make some modifications. I have a feeling that John Fox will be on the chopping block. I mean, he's not safe. If John Gruden for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can get fired yesterday, so can John Fox. I have a feeling he's on the hot seat too. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the near future. Keep pounding.